Morning. Yep, so we're spreading a little bit more today. Hopefully we can wrap this up today or tomorrow morning and we can get in that air seeder and get to putting some beans in the ground. But for now, we've got this pile of fertilizer in front of us. So mild change of plans here. We've got to hop in the little Massey Ferguson. We've got some sulfur. We're gonna go spread on some wheat. We have CPS's little spreader. It's a pull type. We're gonna pull it with this. Basically, we don't want to drive the oxbow through the wheat because it's too large. It'll run over more wheat. This should work good. Better. So we're gonna do that real fast. If I seem agitated, that's because I am. I really just want to go finish spreading, but this should save us some money, so I guess we need to do it. Well, just keeping with the theme we've got that nothing can be easy during planting season. This spreader runs a hydraulic line. Well, this hydraulic line's been drugged by a vehicle of some sort. I don't think it was us. It might have been us. I don't know. BJ went and got it, and it was tied up when it got here. So I don't know. We need a new end. Basically, is what I'm getting at. All right, we got the fitting off here. Dad thinks he has one of those fittings somewhere around the house, so I'm gonna go get his corn planter tractor out, get it filled up with fuel and DEF, the old government juice. That way we can slam in some more corn acres. We did get he got about 230 acres of corn last night in the ground. So yeah, a few more days like that and we'll make quick work of corn. All right, Dad found a hydraulic fitting, got that thing on, so I'm gonna hop in there and spread this stuff out on this wheat. This is sulfur that we're spreading on the wheat. Basically, we have some sulfur deficiencies in our wheat, preventing nutrient uptake, which is causing some yield drag in places. So we want to get that addressed. We might not get a huge return on this, but if nothing else, we will at least learn something. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. We definitely need to start adding more sulfur to our fertilizer program. So before, we were blanket applying a pretty high rate of Mes 10, which has sulfur in it. Now we're not, we're variable rating. I think that's part of our issue.
Okay, here it is, what is it, Wednesday morning, I guess. Afternoon. Yeah, afternoon. So I got started planting yesterday and nothing but trouble. First one thing then the other. So we got a couple of urban acres. Got some blank places. So I haven't come today. Dr. Watson got to come today this morning and sprayed the tank this morning until he got here and been planting and everything he changes. We had a USB drive stick in that drive there and it said it was bad. It wouldn't give a description. It was going to do variable rate corn seed and it wouldn't work. So never thought much about it. So it just drove me fits yesterday. This and that. Didn't steer good. Just a little bit of everything. So he came down this morning and looked at it, did everything, unhooked everything. It took a long time to boot up. Just this and that. And that stick was still in it. And he pulled that out. And it's like you flip the switch, everything works. So that stick did something to that monitor. Just drove me fits yesterday. So everything's doing pretty good now. So we've been planting here a couple hours. So far so good. Every once in a while one of the seed delivery tubes and meters it out of the tank to the unit and it plugs up. I don't know, he used more talc. Try that. He thought maybe it'd help. But they were running about 8 miles an hour. Doing pretty good, 97, 98%. You know, singulation less skips, you know, about 1 to 0.1 or 0.5 and same way with doubles, so we're doing pretty good. But anyway, that if you ever have any trouble with getting one of them sticks in your jump drive, that could be a problem if it's bad or something not working. So I'll remember that next time, I guess. I almost took it out a couple times yesterday. I thought, well, I'll take it out, I'll lose it, so I guess I should have took it out. So anyway, we're doing pretty good here now, just about done with this field, 88 acres. And probably move on to nuts to where it's fill up. Brian changed my settings in my tractor, said they didn't save or something when you shut it off. And all these settings were different, still ain't got it figured out. I thought it was okay, but he said it didn't save it when I shut it off, so I don't know. But we'll get it sometime figured out. You hit a button here to go in and go, and it'll pick up and do whatever you want to do. Slow down, pick up, and lock on, and let it down, vice versa. So I gotta get them figured out yet. So then we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. Ready to plant corn. So we're getting late. We need to, ain't late, but it's we got a lot to do here yet. Got more burn down beans to do. So do what we can do.
So these are the yellow spots that we think are sulfur. I know one thing, it feels very weird driving through a standing wheat field, but we are. So with this spreader, it's a little bit different than the Oxbow, obviously, but there's a PTO that's running our spinners, and then there's a ground drive that is making the web or the belt move. It's conveying the fertilizer to the end of the bed, and basically I can control that little ground drive with this hydraulic remote. Alright, we are finally back in the big spreader, so back in the air ride seat. One thing I'm going to do while we're over here, there's potash that needs to go in this field behind our shop. I've still got a good bit of potash in the bin, so we're just going to go ahead and spread that right now. Alright, BJ brought some lunch, so we'll just snack me some food and fill this thing back up. Well, we're rejuvenated and ready to go for a few more hours. Got Brad hauling corn today. A little dusty. A little dusty. Some neighbors working ground. Seed tender, but I don't see a planter. And then I've got a hitchhiker. You look like you're dangerous. What? You look dangerous.
Yeah?
Looks like BJ's getting ready to go full send. So we're about done with this 100-acre field. BJ ran out the last of his fertilizer right there, so we should have a good side-by-side representation. There's 6 passes, so that with the planter that would be 4 passes of strip-tilled ground where our fertilizer has been stripped in. This is all going to be vertical tilled in. I wouldn't mind doing a couple side-by-side, or one more with the vertical tillage tool and then straight no-till. That would be really interesting to see emergence, see if there's any yield drag with straight no-till, or if hitting this with the vertical till, kind of chopping that seed bed up, helps much. So last year we tried to do a side-by-side similar to this, but I can't remember what happened now, but it did not work out. This is pretty uniform soil. This is a very rectangular 100-acre field. This should be a really good side-by-side. I'm curious to see how this works. On to the next one. So Dad went to spray. He asked if I would change something in his monitor for him. His indigo function. It just set up real fast. He's going to come back to plant here later on this afternoon, I believe. Well, it sure appears that the neighbors have an issue. Like their whole roof in my field. That is, that's ridiculous. I bet there's probably not one nail in there either. Guess we'll just have to go around this part of this field for now and then clean this up sometime. That's awesome. I can't wait to do that. Maybe they'll get it out of the field. Somehow, I doubt that. This is one of our best fields too. All right, we've got the This thing's completely empty right now. I'm going to switch my bins. I've been putting my potash in my front bin. Well, place we're going has more mez requirements, and well, this front bin's bigger, so do that and see if we can't screw up and forget while we're loading and dump the wrong fertilizer in the wrong spot. So now it's the time of the year where a lot of our audience are doing exactly what I'm doing, sitting in a machine all day. What kind of podcasts is everybody listening to? And no, this isn't a shameless plug for the Working Words podcast or anything like that I host and my buddy Monroe, available on all podcast platforms. I'm talking like, what do you guys listen to? So one that I've been listening to pretty much all season so far is the infamous America podcast. Lots of cool stories there. Actually listening to one right now. Earbuds. It's one of the reasons why I wear this. What's everybody else listening to? I'd love to hear some other good ones. Listen to that. Joe Rogan, Jocko podcast, Cleared Hot podcast. I listen to Off the Husk when it's available. That's kind of my rotation. So right now we are spreading a future bean field. We were doing a cornfield. The cornfield called for more mez than potash. Well, we ran out of mez. We still have potash on board according to that camera. So I figured we might as well go back to the hoop barn completely empty. So we slipped over here. I'm going to spread off this potash and then we will return. You can kind of see in this field the river has been in it. There's some river debris, river trash, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of corn stalks. They're not any huge piles. I think we'll be able to get through them without burning them. But some of the fields we will probably be burning corn stalks in the coming days. But this will definitely get the accelerator ran across it, and I think it'll smooth up pretty nice. Getting back to the fertilizer barn and going by this first field we planted, and by God, we got beans growing. Makes my heart happy. And it is nice to know that they're actually going to grow. They've been in the ground for a little while. I was starting to wonder, but it did get kind of cold.
Hey, we're back to planting here. Over here at Brian's place, where the bins are at. We put in a different variety of corn. It's larger rounds, seems like, and it's planting. It's 99.8%. Hardly any skips or doubles. So that's good, I guess. So I don't know, variety, size of corn makes a difference on this precision stuff or not, I guess. This is all ag leader stuff, so it's planting real good right now. And once in a while I have a tube that's not feeding out of the big hopper to one of the little units. But I cranked the pressure up a little bit, put some more talc on it when I filled this up, so I haven't had any problem, knock on wood. So maybe it'll run a little better here, hopefully. If I get something done. Of course, I got patches. There's a couple 32-acre field, 30-acre field, 3 of them, oblong, and I got a bunch of patches, about 20 acres of little patches. So it'll take a while. But it's planting really good. About the time to say that, it beats probably, but so far so good. Went on about 6.5 miles an hour. I can speed it up probably to 7. I'm running at 8 or so, but there's 7.5, 7.3. Okay, planting pretty good.
Yeah, Dad got that field planted by the bins. It's good. Looks like he's back here in the log yard planting another one. There he is. Must be playing with his monitor, trying to get everything ready. So both my kids had ball games tonight, and I decided to miss tonight's games and go tomorrow. But wouldn't you know, the Axis team, they're about a middle of the road team, and they just beat an undefeated powerhouse. Dax had 4 hits or something like that. Wouldn't you know, the one I missed. We'll go tomorrow. So, got this field here right beside the house. Maybe we'll get to eat dinner before 10 o'clock tonight. Maybe not. Alright guys, that's going to be it for tonight. We're going to come back. We're going to finish spreading tomorrow. That is my sincere goal. It is driving me crazy not being in a planter right now and bouncing around that spreader. It needs done. I just wish it was done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. Leave us a comment and we'll see you in the next one.